Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that feels like it's been ripped straight from the pages of a sci-fi novel, but it's happening right now in labs. We're talking about a total rethink of what a computer even is. Forget silicon, forget code, think living biology. So, for ages now, we've been trying to teach machines to think like us. But what if we just stopped imitating? What if we skipped that step altogether and powered the next generation of computers with actual living brain cells? Okay, the next computing revolution, let's dive right in. And look, we're not just talking about a slightly faster chip here. This is a whole new ballgame, a completely new kind of computing. To really get a handle on where this is all headed, we first have to understand what this stuff is and, why the way we're doing things now is kind of hitting a wall. Okay, so the name for this is Wetware. And it's pretty simple, actually. You've got your hardware, right? The physical parts. You've got your software, the code. Well, this is the third piece. It's not dry and electronic. It's wet. It's a biological living system. We are literally talking about a computer where the central processor is made of living neurons. Wild, right? And this didn't just come out of nowhere. If you look back, it's been a clear progression. Back in the 50s, we had CPUs, great for doing one thing at a time. Then in the 90s came the GPUs. They were built for gaming, but it turns out they were amazing at doing lots of things at once, which basically kickstarted the whole AI revolution. After that, we got TPUs, custom built to make AI even faster. But, and this is a huge but, every single leap forward has come with a massive, and I mean massive, hidden cost. And that cost? It's energy. Plain and simple. We have hit an energy wall. Full stop. The biggest, baddest AI systems out there, they are so unbelievably power hungry. We're talking about a single system using as much electricity in just a few hours as a whole country does in a month. Think about that. There is just no way that's sustainable. We can't keep going down that road. So, from imitation to reality. If our current AI is this massive energy hog, how does Wetware fix it? Well, it solves the problem by completely changing the rules of the game. It stops imitating a brain and just starts using one. Let's break down what that actually means. So, you've got two paths here. On one side, you have what we call artificial intelligence. This is the stuff we know. It uses silicon chips to mimic how a brain works, using what are called artificial neural networks. But on the other side, you have what the researchers are calling actual intelligence. And the key difference is it doesn't imitate anything. It uses the real deal, actual biological brain neurons. It learns naturally, organically. So the big question is, how in the world do you build one of these? I mean, it sounds like something from a movie, right? But the science is actually here. It starts with creating stem cells from something as simple as a blood sample. Then, and this is the incredible part, using Nobel Prize-winning methods, they can coax those stem cells into becoming brain cells in a lab. Finally, they integrate those lab-grown neurons onto a chip, and just like that, you have a living processor. And this quote really hits the nail on the head. It says, it learns signals on its own and produces results just as a child learns that words symbolize objects without being taught grammatical rules. Think about that. You don't teach a toddler grammar, right? They just get it. They absorb the language. That's how this works. It builds its own connections, its own understanding, without needing to be spoon-fed every single rule. It's pure, deep learning. The power of Wetware. Okay, so this totally new way of learning, it leads to some absolutely mind-blowing advantages. Let's get into the numbers, because this is where you really see why this is a full-blown revolution. I mean, just look at the comparison. Energy use, traditional systems are through the roof. Wetware, super low. The learning style, we go from imitation to something organic and intuitive. And the speed, the word the researchers use is terrifyingly fast. That tells you everything you need to know. So what's the goal? What's the end game here? It's this number, 1 trillion. That's the target, to get almost 1 trillion neurons onto a single chip. And this chart really puts that into perspective. So a Wetware chip today has about 1 million neurons. Okay, the human brain, that's got somewhere around 90 billion. The goal for this new tech? 1 trillion. We're talking about packing more than 10 times the raw computational power of a human brain onto a single chip. The sheer density of that, it's just astronomical. Rewriting our world. Okay, so what? What does this all actually mean for us in the real world? Because this isn't just a cool science experiment. A technology this powerful isn't just an upgrade. It's going to completely rewrite the rules for, well, for pretty much everything. And I mean everywhere. Think about medicine. AI doctors that can spot diseases with superhuman accuracy. Or finance, systems that could actually predict market crashes. In agriculture, we're talking about a complete revolution in how we grow food, even developing things like artificial meat and milk. And then you get to law and defense, where it could analyze evidence or create battle plans in the blink of an eye. But there's a huge warning that comes with all this promise. This quote says it all. It could create a very dangerous asymmetry between nations. Basically, the countries that get this technology first, they could have huge advantages, like super cheap food and booming economies. And the countries that get left behind, they could fall into a really, really dangerous position. The Frankenstein question. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. This is where things get really deep, maybe even a little unsettling. We're moving beyond the tech and into questions about what it means to be alive, what it means to be conscious. So here's the question we have to ask. If you build a computer out of living brain cells, can it wake up? Can it gain consciousness? And this isn't science fiction anymore. This isn't just a question for a philosophy class. Scientists are actively trying to figure this out right now. The whole debate has completely changed. We are now face to face with what are being called Frankenstein scenarios. We are right on the edge of creating a new kind of mind, and that forces us to deal with the enormous ethical weight of that decision. For all of human history, we've built tools to help us think. This is different. We are now building things that might just be able to think for themselves. We are building a new mind. So the final question is, are we ready for what it's going to think?